Alrighty, we're back with Lisa and Kim Explore.
Hi.
It's really kind of part two, so we're now doing that cheesy, like, social media part one, part two.
Yeah, why not?
I know, in our Bill's outfit still. We're going to talk about...
that part got eliminated from the last one.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, my crazy Hawaiian Bills. She's got the Josh Allen
jersey. Go Bills.
I got the earrings that her and Cass made me.
I know, another one of our obsessions, craftiness. Not yours. So we were talking about how you save your memories, why it's important to save the memories of the things you explore that you are. I hate to say this, as the matriarch, we are oftentimes the ones who are brought in to save the memories of the 900 photos that we now take with our cameras.
Easily 3,000. I mean, like, in this book alone, which is just like 3 days of Scotland that I'm working on, is 1,092 pictures.
I know, because that's how our phones let us be consumers of photographs, but
Yeah.
we're not oftentimes users of them. So we're going to talk about some tips that can help you out.
So most of my tips will come around probably the photography stuff, and obviously there's professionals out there that can tell you those things. But some of the things I've noticed, for me, when I get home, I miss the pictures of the people. Like, I like to take random photos of people or me or my group. You got to make sure you get the groups in there. You got to get the people that you're on vacation with in there.
Yeah.
Just so that you remember that point in time. It's all about that point in time.
Yeah. It is great to do the place that you're at, but it really is about the people. The more people you have, the better the photograph.
Yeah. One of my favorite photographs is this very elderly docent at one of the museums in one of the chateaus in France, and she was just sitting there bored to tears. She had her hand, and she's kind of looking out the window, and I snapped a picture of her, and it's literally one of my favorite pictures.
Is it really?
Yeah. Not of the chateau. The chateau was beautiful. The chateau was great, but
it was a moment.
It was the moment with the woman, the connection.
The moment. So I'm going to give you a couple of my tips. One of my tips is I only use my phone. I have long given up having a camera with me because phones are good enough. We like to travel very, very light, and a phone is fine. A phone is fine. So you got to, make sure that you have enough memory on your phone. I never have an issue with it because I have a terabajillion byte. I don't really know tech terms, whatever, on my phone. But I also need to always make sure that I have battery backup. Because when you're using your phone as a camera, it does take more.
Eats through your thing. So to have those external batteries,
external batteries, and chargers. So just know that that's going to happen. That you're going to definitely, and you're not going to have time in your day. Like when you explore, like we are busy. I'm not going to sit down for an hour and charge my phone like that. Hell no. Hell no. So make sure that you're using your phone because it's got all kinds of great capacities, and that you have some way to charge it.
And I mean, like I love all those little, those offers you get, emails or Facebook or whatever, to take like the photography classes, because you do learn different tips and tricks.
Yes.
I have an iPhone.
Like on TikTok?
I was always the DSLR girl. I was always the one that had the 12 pounds of camera with the strap, and I love to take it off the green box of death mode and try to like figure out different things on my own and the aperture settings and different things. I do think I had the capacity to have deeper photos, but these are good enough. My iPhone, this is a 14 Pro, and it's great. Yeah. I do think the Samsung phones have amazing cameras on them.
Right.
And they're good enough.
They are good enough. That's what we've just decided, that saving the memory is sometimes more important than the perfect picture.
Yep.
Yeah, because we are not photographers.
But I will also add that because of my age and my complete inability to remember where my phone is at any given time, I've gone to the lanyard system so that it hangs around my neck.
I know. And I did that on our last cruise. I did like it. I liked it. I can't do it all the time. I'm not like a hang around my neck kind of girl, but it was nice.
I still carry it. So a lot of times I'll still carry it, but at least I've wrapped the hand thing around my thing. And when you're hanging over the side of the
edge of a bridge trying to take a photograph down below.
I'm less scared about doing it.
Yeah. So we are all about use your phone. It's fine. Your phone is fine. My next big tip, I know you have a lot of other ones, but mine is you got to take what I'm going to give it a name. You got to take like a cornerstone picture, an anchoring picture when you're traveling and exploring, especially when you're doing long days. So I always, say we're going to a museum. I don't just walk in the museum. I take a picture of the museum sign or something like that. Or when I walk in, they maybe have a brochure. I'll take a picture of the brochure.
That's a tip.
Just like whatever, so that I know in my camera when I'm looking at all my photos, it'll say the name of the museum, and I know everything that follows is in that museum. If I love something in that museum, I'm also going to take maybe the picture of the little sign next to it so that I remember I loved that painting, but I
That's
go back.
the Mona Lisa. Oh,
exactly. And who did it and whatever. Yeah. And everyone kind of looks at you like you are crazy.
Yeah, like, wow, like you're just snapping pictures to snap pictures. First
like
of all, that's another tip. Who cares?
Who cares?
Do what you want to do. Take pictures of what you want to do. Stand up, sit down, get down on the floor. You never know where your best picture is going to come from. You never, like it's however you capture the memory. Is it from your eye level? Is it something you want to have stunning?
Yeah.
The other, oh God, what did you just say that it made me think of?
Well, I think it was the brochure thing. But
yes, it was the brochure thing.
Yeah, we have one mind, so it's okay. Go ahead.
Paper. So I am a stuff collector. I'm a paper hoarder.
Paper hoarder.
Yeah. I like the tickets. I like the receipts. I like the postcards. I like the whatever I can get. Like the maps. If it's a museum, it has a map.
A good map.
I love a good paper map. But Kim likes to take pictures of these things and then just throw the paper away.
Yes. And so I still have it, and it goes in my, we just talked about before, we like to digitally scrapbook. So I still have all it. I just don't have it.
Yep. And I'm the one that spends the extra $5 and puts a memorabilia pack envelope in the back of the scrapbook and then just shoves it all in there.
But you actually, beyond just the memorability thing, you actually will come back and I'll say to you, do you have the brochure from whatever? And it's like in a Ziploc bag, like it's all in a place.
Yeah.
She puts it all in one place. So it does come in handy.
But I do like the idea of the photographs because like some of the stuff is, you just don't need to bring it all home with you.
No.
If you're packing light too, sometimes there's no room for it.
Yeah, there's no room. I mean, the last time you brought home 16 extra pounds of paper.
Literally newspaper, right?
Literally paper.
From the coronation.
Yeah.
That's memorabilia.
It is memorabilia. I have some pictures of the front page of the paper, but it's like a different way of doing it. It doesn't matter. It has to be you.
There's no right or wrong.
No. How are you saving your memory? But I'm telling you, those cornerstone photographs, it's going to change your life.
Yes.
It does your help. Life.
It does help you remember.
Yeah. So, I mean, because we'll come back from a trip and you'll have sometimes 5,000 photographs.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
You can't remember everything. You can't. So let's go back to your other tip of journaling.
Yep.
So I do it differently than you. I do it on my phone in my notes app.
I do it both. I do it both ways. I have lots of notes on my phone, but I also do just the regular writing and journaling.
Yeah. So I'll do a day one, crack through it, and do it that way so that I have something, because I don't care how good your memory is, you will not remember even 7 days into the trip what you did 6 days ago.
Yeah. Now, what I find is that the first 3 days I'm really awesome about journaling, and then the next day is a little bit less, and the next day is a little bit less, and then you're
it's
okay,
something.
On the way home.
Yeah, it's still something.
But it's just capture.
Yeah,
whatever.
Just throw it down.
But the notes on your phone, that notes app on your phone is really handy for things like that, especially this last time in Scotland, I was writing down things that people said, like cute little sayings, or I don't know, there was a couple of things like the one of our tour guides was talking in Gaelic, in Gaelic, and so I would just write that down really in the moment.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Those are good things to put in. I have another trick too.
Good, keep going.
And I'm really worried the alarm is going to go off again, and I'm just going to pause it. That's a whole other story of my not knowing how to use my phone. But one of the things that has been the most powerful for us is everybody has a phone. Everybody is taking pictures.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Everybody is taking pictures. Especially we usually travel, I mean, it's 2 of us or 4 of us or
8 of us,
7 of us or 12 of us. Everybody's taking pictures. So here is the tip of how I solved it, because it would be chaotic, because I didn't take a picture of that bridge, but Lisa has a great one. And if I wait till we get home for her to airdrop me that picture, then now it's out of its time. It's maddening. So one of the best tips we've ever done is either while we're sitting at dinner or while we're in the presence of Wi-Fi again. So sometimes it might be the hotel room, but oftentimes now, even no matter where we travel, we've got Wi-Fi.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. So what will happen is we'll sit in that moment and we'll swap phones with everybody. And so like you'll look and be like, oh, I just need these 5 pictures, and we'll airdrop them immediately. They slide right into where they need to be in your timestamp in your photo stream.
Yeah.
And it is so helpful. That has been honestly one of the biggest.
Yeah, and then you don't feel like you've missed anything. There's no FOMO.
There's no FOMO.
There's no picture FOMO.
There's no FOMO. But there's times too where like I'll say, I'm like, Lisa took that picture, I'm not taking it.
Yeah.
Or like she's got the selfies.
Well, even the thing we did yesterday, I was going through, I was going to put some photos on. I'm like, I don't have the one of us. I'm like, oh, because that was on Kim's phone.
Exactly.
So
but we remember taking the picture, because I'll be doing a scrapbooking page, and I'm like, I know someone took the picture of the kid on the cliff and the whatever, and then it frustrates me, and I leave a blank space for it. But it's before we started doing these like airdrop things, and you do have to. It's just like being conscious of where you're putting your memories. How you get in your memory. So we do have to think. We have to think. We talk about it.
Use your albums. Create albums, because that helps you load things up back into like a Shutterfly or an app.
Yeah. So the most frustrating thing when you go in to use any of these apps is how they retrieve pictures, and especially when you've got like your phone. Like I'm sure on your phone, like I have, I don't know, 32,000 pictures.
Yeah, well, and like it's easier for me. I think it's easier to upload from Google Photos, but
if they're in an album, if they're in an album. And so one of the things that I've started doing before I leave, I will actually open a set of albums. So I'll open like Grease Day 1, Grease Day 2, Grease Day 3, or date at the date, so that when I open I can move them really quickly, and it's super quick. Yes. Because at that point I'm only moving 235 pictures.
Yep.
And if I do it like that, when I come home to create that memory or print it if you're a printer, or go on Shutterfly like Lisa's been doing, it's so much easier. So much easier. So use technology, and you can do it all on your phone while sitting at dinner.
Yeah.
Or laying down at the end of the night. If you just do it nightly, it takes...
Instead of scrolling or doing...
Scrolling Facebook.
Or doing your TikTok filters.
So, yeah.
All right. That's good for tips.
Okay.
We'll come back.
We will come back.